Hey guys, welcome back to Dana Disagrees. Today we are talking about 8 foods and one supplement that are going to make your eggplant emoji thicker. And what we're really getting into today is testosterone, all right? And I want to go through these things today because this is important knowledge for you guys to have. And I promise if you eat these foods, if you take this supplement, that it will make you thicker and it will take you from a carrot stick to a soup can. And I know that's what you guys all want. I know that's like where some of your pride and joy is coming in. And that's why I wanted to devote this episode completely to this today. Before I get going on it, don't forget, join 3M Men inside of school. That's my community of men who are working on their mind, muscle, and money. It's a whole brotherhood of you guys. I answer questions inside of there. I make posts and give advice inside of there. There's a course in the classroom that's called How to Win. That's just like a foundational level for any man who's working on his 3Ms. Now, I have the iPad here with me today because I actually have quite a bit of notes for you guys today because, again, I'm talking about 8 foods and a supplement to make you thicker. So I needed to be able to write them all down. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. So you're going to see me look down a few times today, well, several times today, because I have notes here and I don't want to miss anything for you guys, okay? So give me a little bit of grace as I'm not looking at the camera nearly as much today, probably. So, first things first, though, I mentioned testosterone. This is really what this comes down to. So, we're going to just talk about testosterone and T levels first. You have been fed this idea that T levels after age 40 just like drop. But the thing about that is it really just doesn't have to be that way. We're actually doing something wrong. We're eating the wrong foods. We're not eating the things that we should be. We're eating things that are just garbage and are completely messing up our hormones, right? You need to be able to do things and eat things, put things into your body that really support your testicles. Now, when it comes to supporting your testicles, I know that your woman can do that with her hands, and I'm all about that. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about the foods, and we're talking about some supplementation that I'm going to go through for you guys today. Now, before we get into that too, I want to just kind of plug a little bit of do you know where your T levels are at? Like numbers wise. Have you gotten this tested before? Did you know that men are supposed to be between like 500 and like 11, 1200? So somewhere in there. And do you know where you're at? Are you in those levels? Is it a healthy level? Have you ever gotten it tested before? If you haven't, a lot of you know that I'm the marketing director at a place called The Wellness Way, and The Wellness Way it's a network of health restoration clinics. But one of the things that we do here, on top of chiropractic and adjusting, and running labs and stuff like that, but what they can do is they can test those levels for you so that you can see where you're at. And if you go to a wellness way, I would love to really hear about it. You don't have to. I don't get paid to tell you guys that or anything. That's just what I recommend you do because I work here, and we have several clinics throughout the whole United States. If you need help finding one, you just let me know, or you can go to thewellnessway.com and you can click on find a clinic, and that'll help you find one. But those doctors can help you get well on your way and talk to you about testosterone levels and talk to you even more about these foods and just like where your levels should be at. You can ultimately go get tested anywhere you want. I'm just obviously going to plug the place that I work here. I want to touch on TRT for just a second here because I know that there are plenty of men who take it and they'll say, well, but it works. It increased my testosterone. Well, yes, of course it worked. It's a drug. It's supposed to work. Like it better. That's the whole purpose, is to force your body to be able to do something. But just the thing I want to caution you guys about, and none of this is medical advice at all. The thing I want to caution you about is, do do we really know the long-term effects of TRT? How do you know how that's going to affect you in 10, 20, 30 years? I mean, we don't we don't really know what that's going to look like. So I really just like caution men with this, okay? Which is why again, I want to talk about 8 foods that you can focus on and eat, and one supplement that we're going to go through that will make your eggplant emoji just a little bit thicker. All right, foods. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read off the food, I'm gonna read off my notes, and then I'm just gonna talk about it for a little bit because that's just kind of how I operate, right? Okay, raw honey and bee pollen. Okay, bee pollen is actually stronger than honey, and it helps repair testicular damage, and it increases the weight of the testicles, and it increases sperm count. All super, super really good things, right? Raw honey and bee pollen. Now, that's maybe not something that you just have sitting in your cabinet, but I can tell you that if you go to your local, like, health food store, they're gonna have some raw honey there. Okay, they may or may not have bee pollen. That one's a little harder to probably get a hold of, but you can definitely get raw honey. The best that you can get actually is something that's local to you, like within don't quote me on this, but probably within like a 90-mile radius or something like that. That's probably the best because eating local is really the best. And aside from the whole testosterone piece, that raw honey is also good for like allergies, immune system, because those bees are pollinating flowers and pollinating plants that are close to you and close to you like in your neighborhood. That's why the local honey is really good because you're getting all of that into the raw honey that you're taking in, and it's all of the local stuff versus like I'm in Wisconsin and raw honey from California would be fine and everything, but it's better if I can get something more local to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Does that make sense? I don't know if I explained that very well, but raw honey and bee pollen. If you're not sure where to find that, health food section or organic section of your store, or you can maybe ask your wife. She probably knows something about this. White button mushrooms. They help prevent testosterone from turning into your estrogens. Very, very important here. So this is why, I mean, this is kind of why we're seeing more feminine men, right? If you have too much testosterone, it's turning into estrogen. Oh my gosh, like it's probably just turning you into a woman. I'm exaggerating on that, but that's kind of the point that I want to make. Do you want your T levels turning into estrogens? Like that's ugh, that's not very good. We don't want that to happen. We don't want that kind of conversion to happen. And going back to what I said about TRT before, let's just think this through. What if you're taking TRT and you're taking it, taking? What if it's turning into estrogens? What if that's happening? What if the very thing that you're taking to help with your T levels is actually just going to end up making you sicker in the long run? That wouldn't be very good. We don't really know what's going to happen in terms of TRT in the long run, like I said before. But white button mushrooms, that helps prevent your testosterone from turning into estrogens. Okay? White button mushrooms. Pomegranate. Oh, pomegranate. Increases your T levels. It also helps improve mood. And then it also, again, prevents your testosterone from turning into estrogen. So pomegranate, those little tiny like red seeds. Now, this is not like some kind of crappy pomegranate juice from concentrate with sugar and bullshit in it. Okay. We're talking about actual real pomegranate here. Okay. I always encourage people to get organic food as much as possible. Um, if you go, I think just to I don't know when pomegranates are actually in season technically. So I can't tell you what season to look for them the most, but we kind of live in an age where we can get any kind of fruit any time of the year and it just kind of depends. And when it's out of season, obviously it's more expensive, and when it's in season, it's less expensive. But you can probably go to your store right now, even if it's not a health food store, and you can probably find pomegranate there as long as it's like a reasonably sized, store. I live in Wisconsin, like I said before. So we have things like Festival and we have Woodman's, and those are bigger grocery stores around here that carry that kind of stuff year round. But pomegranate, oh, I love pomegranate. It's so good. Oysters is the next one. They have tons of zinc, and if there is one mineral that your testicles love, it's zinc. It's really good for women in fertility too. And the other thing about zinc that I always just like to point out to people, besides how it's just good for the testicles, is that it's like the immune mineral. Do you guys remember back in COVID when everybody was talking about zinc and they made a really, really big deal about zinc? That wasn't new news. Zinc has always been known as a really good mineral for the immune system, and it is something that we should be having on a regular basis. But especially for you guys, I want you taking zinc if you're not eating oysters on a regular basis. But I want you taking that zinc because it just even from the immune standpoint, I come back to. So you're getting a double whammy here. You're getting it for your testicles, you're getting it on the immune side of things. Fatty fish. So, like salmon, sardines, tuna, mackerel. They contain vitamin D and A, which are essential for your testosterone production. And if that's not even good enough, I come back to I'm big on protein, right? You guys know how much I care about health, right? And so I come back to the protein aspect of it. The salmon, sardines, tuna, mackerel. I love salmon. I love salmon so much. It has such great protein in it, and we need to be eating more protein because remember that your body is 65% water, and then after that, it is 20% protein. So you need to be taking in a lot of good protein because it's really the building blocks of your body. And when I say protein, I am referring to meat. I understand that there can be protein in plants and other things, but we really want to focus on animal protein because animal protein is more, it's complete protein. So, fatty fish for your testosterone production. Also, it just helps you get your protein in a day. I just to give you a little bit of information about me. I think I've talked about this before, but in terms of protein, I am not the same size as what you guys are, but I'm about 130 pounds. I eat anywhere from 120 to 150 grams of protein in a day. So you guys definitely probably need to have about that much. And salmon for sure is a really good way, a really, really good way to get that. Okay, three more. Red meat and organ meat. Now, liver is one that I will talk about in terms of organ meat. Liver has a lot of magnesium in it, which increases your body's ability to use your testosterone. Now, when it comes to liver, I mean, I just lost half of you probably. Does liver taste good? No. Sweaty pussy probably tastes better than that. But here's what you got to do you got to eat the gross liver so that you can be big and strong, so that you can go get the pussy that you really want out there because you have your T levels in check. Got it? That's why I need you guys to eat the organ meats. That's why I need you to eat liver. You need the protein, but it's also all about the testosterone, okay? It's all about making that eggplant emoji just a little bit thicker, okay? What else do we got here? Garlic. Garlic. Oh, eat the whole bulb, you guys. I know, like, okay, whenever I've been sick, I'll get garlic and I will just like because it stings so bad if you've ever eaten like a whole bulb of garlic, but it's really, really good for your immune system. But it also helps increase your sperm production and your fertility. Okay. So you're getting, again, you're getting the testosterone side, but you're also getting some of those immune benefits. And garlic is, I mean, what is it, like 3 cents for a bulb or something like that? It's not even expensive. It's something I want you to work into your life. And I want you eating the garlic bulb. There's fine. I know people like garlic salt or they like garlic powder, and that's all fine. I'm talking about the whole food here. Get a whole entire bulb and eat it. Maybe like brush your teeth after or something so that you're not, oozing all over the place. But eat the whole bulb, okay, you guys? And then the last food I'm gonna do is eggs, and especially the yolk. Okay. The yolk is so, so good for you. We don't want to just have the whites, even though I know the whites are where the protein are. Eat the whole entire thing. The whole thing is good for you. And so the good fats, and then it has a lot of really great vitamin D in it. Eggs were vilified for a really long time because of like cholesterol and fat, but that was all a big fat lie. Go eat a bunch of eggs as long as you're not allergic to eggs, right? Go eat a bunch of eggs. They're excellent for you. It's like a whole complete food. I mean, you're eating an entire animal. How can you really go wrong on that? But definitely have that yolk. There's a lot of choline in the yolk also, and choline can be good for your skin and good for just like a number of things. And the nutrients in the yolk can be a little more easily absorbable if you can leave that yolk just a little bit runny. I know that grosses some people out and some people don't like it. I really like it. I don't like the yolks cooked all the way. I like them to be runny, and I like to slurp it up and stuff like that. I'm a sicko person like that. But I don't like the yolks like hard boiled eggs. I mean, I like them and I'll eat them, but the yolk inside of them just nearly isn't as good as having a runny yolk. So leave it for me, you guys. Just leave it a little bit runny so you can get those nutrients a little bit better. But also know eggs, testosterone. All right. And then the last thing we're going through is the supplement that I promised you guys. Okay, the supplement that I promised you to talk about is called ashwagandha, and that is the number one herb to help increase your testosterone. Okay. It doesn't taste the best. Okay. It's an herb. If you hear me say herb, it probably tastes like garbage. Okay. But the good ones taste like garbage because there's no added sugars and other crap inside of there because the sugar is just going to derail you anyway. But I've seen men take this and it helps them in the gym. It helps give them energy in the gym. It also helps with stress. Ashwagandha is an adaptogen. And what an adaptogen does is, okay, if here's where normal is, if you're high, it brings you to normal. If you're low, it brings you up to normal. Okay, it just helps kind of balance those things out. It's an adaptogen. And I'll link that one in the notes here in case you guys are interested in it. I have a really good quality one that I use on a regular basis. It's here from the Wellness Way, but it's a really, really, really good herb that I want you guys taking on a very regular basis. I want you to not ever, I don't want anybody in the comments, I don't want anybody in my DMs telling me how bad it tastes or that herbs don't taste, because it's a liquid, by the way. Telling me how bad it tastes. Good. Good. It's supposed to taste bad like that. That's how you know it's working for you. Did you guys know, this is just like a tidbit of knowledge. Do you guys know that over in Australia, when it comes to like taking herbs and like taking supplements, they tend to take them more in liquid form and they don't mind if it tastes bad because they know that that's like their medicine. And they know that medicine shouldn't taste good, so they prefer to take it in more liquid form. We over here in the States, we're wusses, and we want to put everything into pill form, and because we don't want to have any of the bad taste. And I get that to a certain extent, but I'm also like, we probably need to stop being such wusses, and we need to take the things that are good for us, even if they don't taste the best. So that's ashwagandha for you. I want you guys taking that on a very regular basis. Again, I'm going to link one in the notes um to be something that you guys can go get so that you know you have a good quality one. If you want to message me and ask me about any of that, you are welcome to do that. But it's really, really good for stress too. And by the way, one other thing I wanted to say about ashwagandha too was that's not just a man thing, okay? Get that for your woman too. You know how I talked about it helps with stress? It helps just calm those stress levels. She can take this too. It'd be really important for her to be taking ashwagandha on a regular basis also, okay? Not just for men, get it for women. Both of you can just take it together. Get your little shot glass, put your herbs in it, cheers them, take them together. You can make it like a ritual or something. All right? All right. You got your foods. I'm going to run through them one more time. You got your raw honey and bee pollen. You got white button mushrooms, pomegranate, oysters, fatty fish, red meat and organ meat. I specifically talked about liver there, garlic, eggs, and then ashwagandha. If you want to, like I talked to you about at the beginning, I highly, highly recommend that you guys get your testosterone levels checked. It's very, very important that you even know where you are. Because if you're not at least at 500, you need to be doing these things on a regular basis, but you definitely need to be incorporating these things in if your T levels aren't even where they need to be. Again, you can go get tested at a Wellness Way clinic if that's what you would like to do. You don't have to do that. I don't get paid for telling you guys that or anything. I don't make any money off of getting any of that. Come to me, ask me about it if you want, and I can tell you how everything works in terms of testing around here. Otherwise, go get it wherever you want to get. I just care that you know the levels that you're at. And then you just add these foods in, add some ashwagandha in, and then like get tested again in like 3 months and just kind of see where you're at, see how big of a difference and all of this stuff is making in your life. Okay? All right. Thanks for tuning in today. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you are following me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of the places. Share this with your guy friends. Okay, this is really important information, you guys. Share this with your guy friends so that they know what they need to be eating and incorporating into their life too. Just pick one of these, okay? I know I gave you 8 foods and a supplement. Just pick one thing. Pick one food and then also get ashwagandha, okay? Two things. 2 things I want you to do. Just work those into your life first, and then we can work in all of the rest. All right, we'll catch you guys on the next one.